Hello, hello. How about this? Hey, a Sunday afternoon. That's a little bit different. But I'm here for a specific reason, and I've thought about the day and the time that I am putting this content out because, well, actually, I'm really quite excited to be here. And the reality is that I want to dive into a topic that I think has the power to completely transform both your career and your well-being. Because today I want to talk to you about alignment and why aligning your business and your career with your true self can make the world of difference to your reality. Now, whether you're feeling stuck, stressed, or burned out, alignment can be the missing piece that you have been searching for. Now, I thought quite hard. I'm not going to say I thought about it for a long time, but the timing and the day of this recording is not an accident. You see, when I was in the corporate world, and yes, that is some time ago, but I used to have this thing that I called Sunday night syndrome. You know, that feeling in the pit of your tummy where you start to get anxious and you start to work yourself up about the week ahead. Maybe you take a sneaky peek at your emails to see what's coming in or what's happened over the weekend. You know, what fires do you have to fight when you go in on Monday morning? Have you been called into meetings that you haven't scheduled in your diary? Maybe your boss has dropped a new project on you and you just don't know how you're going to fit it into your already packed schedule. And for me, that Sunday night syndrome started getting earlier and earlier in the weekend. You know, it sort of crept up to straight after Sunday lunch. And then, you know, and before I knew it, I was kind of not meeting my friends, or I was cancelling social engagements, or I wasn't doing the things that normally I would have enjoyed doing on a weekend because I was trying to get ahead of the game. And I was trying to take a couple of hours out of my afternoon on a weekend, telling myself, well, actually, it's going to make the week ahead easier for me. And yet the reality is that weekend was my time to relax, to rejuvenate, to refresh myself so that when I went in on the Monday morning, I would be the hive of productivity that my boss needed me to be, rather than resentful of the fact that I've just lost part of my hard-earned weekend trying to activate damage limitation, for want of a better word. So if you can resonate with any of that, and I have a sneaky suspicion that a lot of you can, then hopefully the next 5 or 10 minutes of what I have to say to you might start to make a difference in the way you think about things. Because I'm not going to be here for long, because, you know, I've just said your weekend is hard earned, and it should be about you spending time with the people that matter to you, doing the things that you want to do. So I'm really not going to take up a lot of your time. I'm not going to pick up on any comments that come through during this live, but I will, as always, come back to any comments after the live, whether they be in direct message or on the feed itself, because I always get back to you, but I don't want to take up so much of your time today. So I'm just going to push through and not be distracted by anything that you guys might be saying. It doesn't mean I don't want to hear from you. Now, first thing I want to do is talk about what alignment really means in the context of business and career, because you probably hear alignment a lot in spiritual terms, not so much when it comes to business or the corporate world or however you want to refer to it. But when I say alignment, I am talking about syncing up your work, your decisions, and your daily actions with your inner values and your true purpose. It's about making sure that what you're doing on the outside, so your job or your business and your goals, match up with what's inside, which is your passion, your strengths, and those things that truly kind of light you up, switch you on, make you want to go. It's like touching the fuse paper and letting you go. Now, most of us spend a lot of time working on external goals, whether that be climbing the career ladder, chasing a promotion, growing our business, reaching our next financial targets. And while these things can be great, if they're not aligned with who you really are, then they eventually lead to stress, burnout, and feelings of dissatisfaction and unfulfillment. And I suspect a lot of us are either in that place now or have certainly been in that place at one point or another in our lives. But alignment is about finding flow. It's about making sure that your work isn't just about grind, but it's something that feels natural, it's purposeful, and it's fulfilling. Because when you're in alignment, you wake up excited for the day or the week ahead, and your work becomes almost your source of energy, not a drain on it. Okay, you want to wake up and sort of bounce out of bed and really look forward to the people you're going to talk to, the differences you're going to make, the content you're going to produce, not sit there thinking, oh, I've got to do, because that's not a healthy place to be. So let's think about what happens when you are out of alignment. When your career doesn't reflect your values, it creates a tension internally and externally. And this is the Sunday night syndrome that I referred to. You start feeling stressed, you're overwhelmed, maybe you're a little bit lost, you're short and irritable with the people around you. There's a constant sense of striving and of chasing something that never quite satisfies you. It's almost like that carrot that's dangling just in front of you, and however hard you push, however much you work, however much commitment you put in there, it never quite gives you back what you're really looking for. Now, I've been there, and I'm sure lots of you have been there too, or are currently experiencing this. You push harder, you work longer, yet something still feels off. Okay, and that's because deep down you know that your actions aren't aligned with your purpose. Sure, you might be doing what society expects of you. You might be doing what your boss is asking of you. You might be doing what looks good on paper, but it's not what you want in your heart, in your core. And this misalignment doesn't just affect your mental health, but it can also very significantly affect your physical health too. Stress, anxiety, burnout, they all take a toll on your body. And these words, as I've already said, are becoming much more mainstream in society today. They are things that we are warned about, but not necessarily things that we are told how to deal with. So, I really want to help you try and overcome some of these things. Because when you are in alignment, that weight, that heavy feeling sort of lifts and you feel lighter, you're more energized, and you're basically more at peace with yourself and everything else and everyone else around you. You start taking better care of yourself because you no longer feel like a burden. You're not running on empty because you're fueled by purpose. You're able to set better boundaries because you understand that your well-being comes first. And here's the thing. When your career aligns with your values, it's not just your well-being that improves. Your work actually gets better too. Okay? And that could also mean that you are giving more to the people that need you. You are far more creative than you've ever been. You're meeting your financial targets. You are hitting next level of whatever it is that you want to do with your business. When you are in alignment, these things just start coming back so much easier than you could ever believe. Now let's talk about career progression and business success, because you may well be thinking, okay, but how does alignment help me move up my career or grow my business? And the answers I'm going to give you right now might actually surprise you a little bit, because when you're aligned, you actually stop chasing those promotions. You're not so focused on money or success. You're not doing things just for the sake of it. You start focusing on what really matters to you, whether that's creativity, making a difference, having more freedom, location independence, or just feeling more balanced and in control of your life. When you're working from that place of alignment, you're motivated, you're more engaged, and you are by far more productive than you could ever imagine in a different state. You become the kind of person that people want to work with because you're showing up authentically. You're not trying to be someone you're not. And the authenticity shines through, and it leads to better relationships, more opportunities, and yes, career progression and more money if that is the thing that you are, in alignment with and wanting to achieve. Because when you're aligned, you're not just ticking boxes or doing what your boss says or following a career path that someone else has laid out for you. You are carving out your own path, and that, my friend, is where real growth happens. Now, I have seen many, many people get stuck chasing promotions or jobs they don't even want, but they kid themselves into thinking that this next shiny thing is the answer to the unhappiness that they're currently experiencing. But it's not. When you align with your purpose, these promotions and opportunities will come naturally to you because you are in a state of flow. You're not forcing things, you're allowing the right opportunities to find you, and they will. Now let's talk about decision making for a second. When you are aligned, making decisions becomes easy. You're clear on what matters, so you can make choices and you move forward towards your goals without second guessing yourself. And that clarity is a real game changer when it comes to career progression and business success. And I know I'm making this sound easy, but that's because it is. So, okay, how do you start aligning your career and your business with your true self? Well, I've put together just a few practical steps that anybody can take, and you can start doing them today. So the first thing I'm going to tell you to do is to reflect on your values. Think about what truly matters to you. Take some time to get clear on what lights you up and what drains you, because this is the foundation of your alignment. Now, this is not a task that you do to distract yourself 5 minutes before you're going into an uncomfortable meeting with your boss. It's something that you need to plan for. You need to make sure that you're comfortable, your distractions or your phone or whatever is turned off, and you really get honest with yourself. What is it that matters to you? What's going to light you up and give you that sense of achievement? And it doesn't matter what society thinks or what your family thinks or what the degree was that you went for. If it's a complete sort of 180 on the career that you're doing, so what? If that is the thing that's going to make a difference to you, then that is what you need to focus on. Then we need to look at aligning some goals for ourselves. So instead of chasing the next shiny promotion or the big salary increase, set goals that are meaningful to you. What do you really, really want to achieve? Who do you want to help? And why do you want to do these things? The next step, I've got to be honest, is something that I struggled with for a long time and sometimes still do. And I think that's a human reaction that we all go through. But I'm going to tell you anyway, you need to trust your intuition because your gut knows when something isn't right. Now, I often refer to mine as my internal GPS system because it tells me what I should be doing and what I should be stepping away from. And I'm going to tell you that you need to trust that feeling. Don't be afraid to say no to opportunities that don't feel aligned, even if they look too good to refuse on paper. There's a reason why your gut is saying it's not the right thing for you to do. And your gut's never wrong. It knows what is right for you and what you should and shouldn't be doing. I'm then going to tell you, make time for reflection. So schedule regular check-ins with yourself. Are you still on the right path? Are your daily actions supporting your larger goals and your purpose? And if they're not, that's fine. You're in control of this. You've got the steering wheel. So you change what you're working towards and keep making changes until things really start to feel comfortable and good, because it will come if you give it the time. Now, alignment is the key to not only finding more peace and well-being in your career, but also in achieving real, meaningful success. When you stop chasing external goals that are more often than not set by somebody else, and you start aligning with your purpose, everything else, literally everything else, starts to fall into place. And thank you so much for watching today. I hope this has been helpful. I told you I wouldn't be here for very long, but I would love to continue the conversation either in the comments below or in, if you want to send me a direct message, if you want to talk about something and you need it to be offline. However, I'd love to hear about what you're aligning your work with and what your values are, or even what's holding you back, because maybe there are some bits and pieces that we can help you with that's going to really sort of address the balance for you. So now go and enjoy the rest of your weekend. You've earned it. Don't be stressing about what's coming tomorrow, because you can't change what's going to happen anyway. But let's connect and tell me how you are getting on. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.